Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the right hand of doom, and I'm here to thank you. Thank you for volunteering your time and energy. As some of you may already know, there are plans to do a charity fundraiser. We will be calling it the Seekers for a Cure. The idea was presented by Catchy Malice on the Creepypasta network. From there, this idea has bloomed. So far, we have quite a good number of narrators who are already volunteering. I couldn't be more grateful to all of you for not only showing that you are dedicating your time to a worthy cause, but to do so quickly. For those of you who do not know about this, we're going to be holding a charity live stream. Hopefully we'll be doing this on July 17th through the 20th, if all goes well. Keep in mind that this date is subject to change. There are many possibilities at this point. It is still very early on in its inception. However, we're going to do everything that we can to provide you with as much information going on. Now, there are a few things that we need to address, specifically to those who are willing to volunteer and those who are going to be narrating. To those of you narrating, thank you once again for volunteering your time. Now, most of you may not be able to make it to the live stream depending on the times. Scheduling is going to be a bit of an issue, and we are going to be working on that excruciatingly within the month to come. For those of you who wish to join in late in the game, do so. We are projecting that by the 17th of May, all of the stories will have already been assigned. Those of you wishing to join now, you have a maximum of 5 stories to do, and now there is no minimum. For those of you who have already been assigned stories, if you have more than 5 and want to lessen your load, you may do so. Just let us know. For those of you who have more than 5, I want to thank you. I know I myself have volunteered to do quite a lot. It may seem unfair that some people are doing more stories than others. To you I say, talk to us. We will work with you on that. When we first started, we never knew that the spark from the community would be so large and so quick. In 3 days' time, we have almost all of the stories assigned. Anyone going forward will be randomly assigned to a story, as many others before them. And for the stories that remain that do not get assigned to a narrator, for whatever reason, what we will do is randomly assign them to other narrators. Of course, this will also be on a somewhat volunteer basis, but it depends again on how many narrators come forth from here on in. Now to another topic. Audio editors. This is going to be very important. People are going to be dedicating their time not just to listen, not just to record, but we need people to dedicate their time to edit the audio that is being forwarded to us. For those of you narrating, and those of you who don't know, in case anyone is not present for the live stream, we are having all of the stories narrated and recorded prior to the event. They will be played over the live stream. The reason for this is to ensure that no 2 narrators go one right after the other. We want to space them out. Also, the reason why we're doing it that way is, again, these are going to be scheduled a bit according to the order that the story appears. So, of course, we want to have all of the stories ahead of time in case someone is not available. More on that a little bit later, though. The other thing we need to recognize is that not a lot of people have the ability or knowledge to edit their audio to perfection. I, for one, usually go to Mr. Bucket for that. Now, the reason why we want to do this It's not because we don't think we can trust you, and it's not because we don't think you have the high quality. It's not that at all. The reason why we want to do this is to give the people who are willing to listen and donate every little bit of bang for their buck. We want to make sure that we give them the top quality that they deserve for their donations. Speaking of the donations, everything will be going directly to the Institute for Cancer Research. The reason for this is because we don't want to raise awareness. Everyone is aware of cancer. It's affected everyone at some point in their lives, whether it be through a relative or through an acquaintance. We all know of it. But we don't know better ways to treat it. And that's why we want to support the cause the way we are. Going back to the point of audio editors, though, we want to, of course, make sure that you get to strut your stuff. Show off your feathers if you want. This is an opportunity for you to shine. And sometimes a little bit of polish can go a long way. So please, if you have any audio editing skills, and if you wish to volunteer and miss for some reason the narration deadline of Sunday the 17th, let us know and we'll work with you. The other thing as well that we need to discuss next is artists. Now, we don't have any dedicated artists to any of this right now. It's more on a volunteer basis. If you'd like to dedicate some of your time so that we can post it for others to see for this charity event, let us know. Most of this work will unfortunately, of course, be pro bono. Since we're not making any profits off of this, we may not be able to provide you the proper compensation. However, talk to us as individuals, and we will try to see if we can work something out with you. The other thing, too, for those of you wanting to volunteer at any time, please contact myself, the Right Hand of Doom, Catchy Malice, or Morbid Butterfly Circus. We are planning to do everything we can to ensure that it all goes well, and we're the ones we want to talk to about the event in question. Moving right along, there are a few other things. One of the main things is livestream hosters. This livestream is going to be a 24-hour livestream over a period of possibly 3 days. Of course, there will be time for intermissions between that. More than likely 20 to 30 to switch off between narrators, etc. Keep in mind, all that is subject to change at any time. We will be working very hard to ensure that we get that just right. But the importance is that not everyone is going to be up 24 hours, and not everyone is going to be off from work, from school, etc. As much as I'd like to, I'm probably not going to be there the entire time, but I will be listening. The other thing to point out as well is not everyone has the greatest internet connection. With that being said, we'd like to find some volunteers who are willing to livestream host the event in chunks, hours at a time, if available, so that we can play the audio over the livestream and have others who may be able to read live for us. Again, this is subject to change. We will be working with you. Please, if you wish to volunteer, contact myself, Catchy, or Morbid Butterfly Circus. The other thing as well, we're not just going to be looking for livestream hosters. We want to find hosts, much like you would see on National Public Radio or any other charity event. Someone who can not only present the stories and the titles, but also to present the narrators to ensure that they all get the proper credit. Now keep in mind, just because you're hosting the live stream does not mean that you're going to be does not mean that you have to be the host. For example, I have really crappy internet, but I'd like to be the host at some point for a few hours of a block. we will be scheduling this so that this will be available. The job of the host is not only to ensure that the narrators get their proper credit, but also to ensure that everyone remembers what they're donating for, and to keep them updated on how far donations have come. As far as donation goes, our goal is $1,000. It doesn't seem like much, especially given how large the community is. That being said, I'm issuing a challenge. I challenge you, Creepypasta Network. I challenge you, Creepypasta community. I challenge all of you listeners to get us above $1,000. Within 3 days' time, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But given everyone's circumstances and given everything going on, I know it's going to be difficult. But it's still a challenge I wish for all of you to meet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that seems to be just about everything. Now again, a lot of this is subject to change, as things always are. But we will be scheduling this as close as possible, and we will be working round the clock on this. So, if you're looking for updates, just let us know. If you have any questions or concerns, let us know. If you wish to volunteer, let us know. I think I've taken enough of your time, but I want to thank you all once again for listening and dedicating your time to such a worthy cause. So as always, sweet dreams and pleasant nightmares.